Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today's video is something new to me. I have had no experience filming it before and it is a reading vlog. And the book I've chosen for this is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I've also put this book on my TBR. Yes, so what I'll be doing in a reading vlog is basically I'll be reading parts of the books whenever I get time and updating you guys about the progress I made. And to brief you about this book, this is a book which follows 4 college students and we follow them throughout their adult life, the trials and tribulations and the hardships they face of adulthood. And that's all I know about this book, and that's all it's given in the book itself, the synopsis itself. So it's currently 8:15 here, so I'll try whenever I can to read this today and how much ever I can read it today, and I'll update you guys about what I read today tomorrow morning. So guys, welcome back. I'm back with A Little Life. So yesterday night I read a grand total of 24 pages, which is the first chapter of this book. And also I forgot to mention, this is not only a humongous book, but the font size is also so tiny. So if by chance this video gets extended or this doesn't remain a reading vlog anymore, you know whom to blame. So I read the first chapter of this book, and what I gathered was that we follow these 4 friends who have been friends from their college days. The friends are Jude, Willem, JB and Malcolm. And as the overview of this book read, Jude is the main character, maybe like the 4 of them are the main characters, but Jude stands in the center of their friendship. The first chapter basically begins with Jude and Willem looking for a place to live. They all are, I guess, in their mid to late 20s. The first chapter also talks about a little about families of Malcolm and JB. So Malcolm is this friend who still lives with his parents because they have a huge house and who needs to look for another house. So JB basically comes from all women family. He's the only male child there. As far as the chapter 1 goes, although it's a group of 4 friends, but I feel like Jude and Willem are like more connected to each other than the rest of the 2. They understand each other a little better, and the reason of it is also given in the book. So yes, that was all of the first chapter mostly. I'm trying to keep this reading vlog spoiler free so that you don't get spoiled if you want to read this book anytime. So I'll contain myself. I plan to read it. It's currently 9:30 a.m. and I have my classes in a few minutes, and I think I'll get time to read in between whenever there are breaks. So I don't know why this happens, but I feel the most motivated to read my book whenever I'm attending my classes, and I agree I get quite a lot of time when I'm attending my classes to read my book, because whenever I get bored with the lecture, I have something to my rescue. And another thing is that since it's the online mode of teaching, we have some interruptions in between due to internet connection and stuff like that. So yes, I get a lot of time to read my book in between also. So that's that. While I'm telling you guys about this thing, how I go on reading in between my classes, I got to thinking that back in class 11th or 12th, I had this chapter in English literature which was written in an interview format, wherein the interviewer asked the person, he is a multitasker. The interviewer asked the person he's interviewing that how do you get time to do so many things at once, and he answers by saying that I make use of interstices. And by interstices he meant the time we have in between the things we do, which we often let go or don't utilize that time basically. And I feel I make use of my interstices quite well, but I make use of interstices only when I'm attending my class, because That's the only time when I feel like reading the most. So I'll see you whenever I make some more progress. So here I go. I'll join in a few minutes. This is my sociology lecture right now. And as you can see, I have my study table well furnished and good looking right beside me, but I refuse to use it because I refuse to give away the comfort of my bed. So people are joining in and my class is about to begin. So for now we say bye-bye to Little Life. Welcome back guys, it's 2:30 p.m. and I've completed 65 pages of A Little Life by Hane Yanagihara, and we have a little bit more about the characters here. We get to know about JB, William and Malcolm's occupation. What do they do for a living? And if I go into the specifics, JB's occupation is he works part-time as a receptionist, but he is an aspiring artist. And up until what I've read, I feel Jude is a kind of mystery that needs to be solved, because in all the part of the narrative of these three friends, whenever Jude is mentioned, it's in reference to something that has happened in the past or something of that sort, but nothing in the book has been specifically given from Jude's point of view up until now. So yes, I am looking forward to what Jude's point of view is. I still have class to attend which I don't want to, so now I'm going to attend my last class of the day. So I'll meet you soon. Bye bye. Hello guys, it's been one whole day since I've not updated you all, and I don't even know from where to begin, because the last time I updated you I was around 65 pages in this book, and now I'm 232 pages into this book, and it's great. I remember I told you all about Jude being the mystery man, and as I ventured more into this book, the second part of this book was wholly dedicated to Jude. And Jude still remains a mystery, but not so much so as in the previous part. He's on his way to become a lawyer. Along with his professional life and his friendship more closely with Willem, we also get to look into his past, a little into his past, where we don't know what exactly happened with him, but there's this trauma, this great thing that broke inside him that makes Jude think less about himself. Since the last time I updated you guys, I've been on this long journey of these four friends, particularly Jude and Willem, and more particularly Jude and what's going around him. You feel Jude is sitting right beside you. The author is so beautifully, slowly taking the story one step after the another and building a narrative which I think is going to be a little hard to read, because the way she has written Jude in this book, Jude is a person who's broken from inside. He thinks he deserves nothing, he deserves no happiness, but the way this narrative is being built, it's so surreal. The friendship these two possess and the nuances of those friendship are so good. There was this one particular incident in this book that made me tear up a little, not because it was something bad, but it was something so overwhelmingly beautiful and happy. Yesterday I did not get time to update you all about what I read because I hardly read anything, I guess. But this is progressing really good. This is going great up till now. Let's see what happens next. Hello guys, welcome back after 2 days. Let's talk about this. So, last time I updated you 2 days ago, and I reached, I guess, page 232 or something like that, and now I'm on page number 402. And I need to ask the author why. Why did you do this? I'm shell shocked. I knew something terrible was going to happen, but I wasn't prepared for this. And the first and foremost thing I need to say is that I don't want to be an adult. This book is a testament to the hardships of adulthood, and I clearly don't want to be an adult. Although officially I am an adult, but back to the book. Jude. So Jude, his life can be a freaking case study to determine what goes in the psyche of a person who has suffered severe trauma and abuse in their childhood. You see, I had psychology in the later years of my schooling, and I remember reading about the concept of self in the chapter personality. So I remember reading about self-worth and how it affects a personality, but it was not until I read this book, and specifically this part of the book, that I realized that how extreme things can go if a person has literally zero self-worth about himself or herself. And no matter how much you convince them otherwise, you can't reason with them. They will not pay heed to your rational explanation or thinking, because in their minds they have their own reasoning going on, which to them supersedes your rational thinking. And I must say, the author is literally playing with the hearts of the readers, because the troubles Jude faces doesn't end in his childhood. Something very, very horrifying happens to him as an adult, which, while I was reading, it was the first time that I didn't have an emotional breakdown while reading an incident of such cruelty, because it was only after I read the chapter, I finished it, I was doing something else, some other work, that it struck me how extreme that thing was. I was just too shocked to react in any way. And guys, it's been a while that I have hated a character in a book with my whole heart. And I guarantee you, if you happen to read this book, not that I'm recommending it to anyone, but if you happen to read this, I guarantee you that you will have the urge to kill him. And yes, good point, I noticed this. I said that I'm not recommending this to everyone, and when I say this, it's because it's freaking depressing. It has tons of trigger warnings, and that is all I had to say about this book without spoiling you for it. But yes, this, I need to say this. This isn't a reading vlog anymore, because I'm literally packed in my house, and what do I vlog about? Besides, yes, reading and updating you guys, but a vlog is something more than this. But just pretend that this is a vlog and enjoy. I can't say I'm enjoying this book anymore. Not that it has bad writing, it is exceptionally well written, but The story itself, it's depressing. It's really depressing. So I have about how many pages to go? 720 in total. I'm at 400. 320 more to go. So I guess I'll finish it within 2 to 3 days. Until then, I need to read this, and it's sad. Hello guys, welcome back, and I have completed A Little Life. And I'd say the last 150 pages, I think they went downhill for me. I thought it was overdone a little. I mean, not that I'm making fun of the misery of the character, but I think it should have ended at the 5th part. This book has 7 parts, and I think it should have ended at the 5th part, because the 5th part was the only part in the whole book that had something lively and joyful going on. And not that I'm the kind of person that thinks that something sad in a book makes it a low rated book, but the ending was so depressing. We all readers want something happy in the end, like, not even if not happy, we want something contented, if not even contented, a bittersweet ending, but not straightforward, blatant, depressing ending. Like, the last 150 pages were like, I was dragging myself through it so that I get to read some happy ending. I was so wrong when I said that I like to read sad shit. I remember I said this in my first video. Listen me out. I'm the person that likes to read sad shit. But not this kind of sad things. The sadness, this is a different sadness. I want a sadness that is then compensated by something happy happening. If I had to read this book, I'll rate it a 4 star. The writing was excellent. The coming of age story of Jude is marvelous. I feel so old after completing this book. Although I give it a 4 star, but this is the book that I won't recommend anyone to read. This book taught me so much about adult life and its sufferings, trials. It sure does have some very fine and hidden life lessons. I don't think I'll read something so sad in my future. Not that it's a bad book, but I just don't want anyone else to read a book like this. I also don't want people to read this book because I don't know what state of mind you are in when you are reading this book, and I don't want people to get ideas after reading this book, so not everyone should read it. And please don't think this as a challenge that since I am saying that you shouldn't read this book, so you will go and pick it up and start reading. Yes, but I think I started reading this book when it was 8th April, I guess. No, 9th or 8th April. I've almost read this book in the span of 10 days. But yes, I completed this book. 4 star for me. I read people's reviews saying that you'll sob your eyes out, you'll cry so hard, and stuff like that. But I did not, because this book is so wholly sad in itself that I felt myself being numb. I had no emotional reaction to anything happening in the book. The sadness in this book is an extreme level. If you haven't seen the other cover of this book, I'll put it here. The cover speaks of the grief and sadness of the book. Saddest book I've ever read. And not the kind of sad that I want to read anytime soon. And yes, that was all what I thought about this book. A 4 star read. And yes, thank you for watching. Until next time.